Okay, so here we have a past paper question about the lung and gas exchange in the lung. So we're going to work through a worked answer to that and practice some past paper question technique. So the first thing to do whenever you're approaching a past paper question or a question in an exam is to underline the keywords. So here we've got a nice diagram of the lung showing the bronchiole, blood vessels and alveoli. And then the question asks for 3 features of the alveoli that allow large amounts of oxygen to enter the blood. Now we know that oxygen enters the blood via diffusion, and there are 3 things that increase the rate of diffusion. Now this is a 3-mark question, so we need to list all 3 of those things and relate them to the alveoli. So the first thing is to say that alveoli are small and arranged in clusters. So there's a large surface area for transfer of oxygen to take place by diffusion. Secondly, they're surrounded by capillaries, that's those blood vessels, which provide a large blood supply to maintain the concentration gradient for oxygen to diffuse down. And thirdly, the walls of alveoli are very thin, only 1 or 2 cells thick, meaning that there is a short diffusion pathway. Okay, so that's how we would answer that first 3-mark part of the question. The next part of the question is quite simple. B part 1, name the process by which oxygen passes from the air into the blood. We need to name the process, so this is a very simple one. It's 1 mark, and we know, because we've already been talking about it, that the answer is diffusion. And finally, B part 2, keywords here are breathing, allows large amounts of oxygen to enter the blood. Explain how breathing does this. So the key command word here is explain, so we know we need an explanation, and it's a 2-mark question, so we need to make 2 points with keywords. Another part of the question to take notice of here is that they've said the word breathing. And breathing, as well as the gas exchange, encompasses ventilation too. So they're wanting to know how the act of breathing allows those large amounts of oxygen to enter the blood. So our diaphragm and lungs allow us to take in a large volume of oxygen through ventilation. Ventilation is a keyword there. This breathing keeps oxygen levels in the lungs high, maintaining the concentration gradient between the air and blood so that oxygen diffuses rapidly into the blood. That would be our second point. So in this question in part A, we already talked about the gas exchange mechanism that allows lots of oxygen to enter the blood. And here we've linked that to the act of breathing as well. So there we go. That is a worked answer to that question.